Hey guys, so very interesting video today. PKR, we'll be looking at the top 10 richest candidates. We'll be digging into their finances, look at whether or not they are doing the right thing as if you're like some sort of experts. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this video. Now guys, just like us, politicians also buy stocks, and some of the stocks that they bought, we've also bought before and we actually currently own. So just want to put that out as a disclaimer. And of course, none of this will be financial advice, purely educational. Hey guys, before we begin, just to let you know, we have a totally free masterclass just for you to sign up for in the comment section or the description, where we will guide you on how you can build a 6 to 7 figure portfolio using the power of stock investing. Go check it out. All right, Jonathan, let's start. PKR.
Yep.
Not the richest political party out there, but this is the only political party that actually declared the assets outside of a 2020 asset declaration by MAACC on guys like BN and all that, the guys in BN.
Yeah. So yeah, actually one cool fact is that they have their own domain and link that actually specifically showed all of their assets, what they made.
They can even show you they even show you the PDF where they write down specifically. If they didn't type it out, they actually write it down with their handwriting, which I thought feels very authentic, right?
So this is actually the data that I've compounded. If you don't know already, I think there's about 91 candidates in that actually declared their asset and everything. So I compiled everything in one Excel, and this is what I found. So the top 10 richest candidate in terms of net asset, right, excluding the cars and jewelleries and all the watches and stuff, right? So he found that this individual called Mr. Muhammad Suparadi bin Muhammad Noor. So he's actually based in Kelantan, and he owns about 106 million ringgit in net asset.
Which I'll look at the breakdown later on.
Yes. So, and if you don't know how it looks like, that's his picture over there. And if you notice Mr. Rafi Z, right, the one that has been actively posting, sponsorship on TikTok, Facebook, everything. Yeah, I've been seeing his face over there. And his net worth is actually around like 18.7 million.
He actually put out a video where people started criticizing him, like, oh, how did you actually get the money, right? Yeah,
so... Yeah, long story short, right? He said that he worked in Shell and everything. He started to save money and he invested in companies. So one thing that he invested is that he invested in this company called Involve Solutions Sendian Berhad, which is a digital marketing company. You can even Google it online. And you can see what is it about. And if you look at our beloved Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, he's also one of the top 10 lists. So he owns about 11 billion in that asset.
Okay, so what we did was we started a data crunch and we want to see some interesting patterns. So let's go.
Okay. So liquid net worth. Okay, so how did I actually come up with this liquid net worth kind of formula, right? So it's basically the cash in their bank plus their stock minus the debt. So which means if they are, because fixed asset, right, like properties and everything, it takes time to liquidate, right? Like maybe even more than 1 year. So I want to find out, like, if let's say they are in a very dire term, or let's say something bad happens and they need the money quickly, how much cash do they have in their pocket? So this is what I found, is that obviously Mr. Muhammad Suparadi, he just owned these two listed company. It's not even in Malaysia. It's a limited company.
Singaporean? Sounds like Singaporean.
Oh no, actually it's actually very difficult to dig. This company. So it's very secretive. But if you guys did find out, right, please let us know in the comments.
So I don't know whether this Rafizi one is entirely accurate, because I think a lot of his money is in private companies, right?
Yes, it's shares.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Shares.
Got it.
That's why I consider that as a liquid because he can liquidate anytime. And actually it's nothing much. I think there is quite a number of people who are actually illiquid in net worth.
So you can see the clear one is where is he? Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim is not here.
His one is fully properties.
Exactly. It's like a 10. I know one of them is like a 9 million ringgit bungalow somewhere. So yeah.
Yeah. Later we're gonna be disclosing who is the one that is having. How many percent of the candidates are actually illiquid and
look at this, man, Mr. Ramanan.
Okay, so this is the cash segment. Yeah, I mean it's crazy to see there's a 23 million in cash in your bank, and it's owned by Mr. Ramanan. But one thing that is actually pretty interesting is the BN and PK. I believe it was BN. He actually called out and said that Mr. Ramanan actually didn't really disclose very specific items. He only just said that Wang Tunai di bank, this is the amount. That's it.
Wait, who was the one who attacked him? Someone from BN, is it?
Yeah.
Don't you just find it interesting that these guys never declare their assets and here they are attacking them?
Yeah. Actually, Mr. Ramanan also got to give like a kind of his comment on this situation. Basically, he said that,
why should I answer you? You declare your asset, then I'll
literally that's what he said.
But I have to say though, regardless, 23 million just like that, net, I think a bit. I have my questions right? Even if you put that money into a savings account, it shouldn't be 23 million just nice. Maybe it's like 23.53, something like that.
I think he just like round up or round down.
Maybe but I do have questions So but the BN guy, why man?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, what is? Okay, so this is the car value. Sorry, before the car value, let's look at the liquid investment first. Okay, so
of course.
So liquid investment is basically stocks they own or private companies that they own. So of course, this Mr. Muhammad Supradradi is the top number one, and followed by Rafizi, of course, because he owned like 60 million shares in 60 million ringgit worth of shares inside in Vogue Solutions. Yeah. Okay, so this is cars. Okay, so if you guys who are into cars lovers, right? You see that Mr. Ramanan is a very, I'll say he's a car enthusiast. You can look at the value of his car, right? It's about 8.5 million. I'm not sure what type of car is that, because he didn't really say. As mentioned or pointed out by BN, right? How he declared his asset, it was just cars, blah, 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 number. Yeah,
he woke up there, right, on his tissue paper.
But one thing is that other candidates do tell like what type of cars they own.
Right.
Yeah, so you see like there's like Mercedes, BMW, Velfire, a lot of Velfires, I noticed. Yeah. So that's a pretty interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what color is his Bugatti,
Yep.
So wow, this one, Mr. Ramanan is topping the charts, man.
Yeah. So okay, this I'm not, again, he didn't disclose.
Yeah.
But if I were to guess, it's like watches. Like even Mr. Zulkifli, right? If I recall correctly, he mentioned that he owned like Rolex or something like that. Yeah. Which makes sense.
So I did read Wong Chen's one, and it was a gift by his parents, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I found that to be interesting. So we know that at least he is from a pretty well-to-do background.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, because another fun fact is that they actually do say that whether it's this pembelian
where's the source of the fund?
Yeah, source of the fund. Yeah, whether is it gifts or whether they bought it with their own money and all those good stuff. Okay, so we can see that.
Hey, Education Minister.
Our Education Minister, Masli Malik, actually has the highest debt. I believe this is partly is because of his property. He owns like a bungalow, like a I forgot what's the value, but it's like over millions, and it makes sense for him to own a lot of debt. But also, you should actually take a look at some of these individuals, right? Because some of them actually don't only have housing debt, they also have like credit card debt.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty surprising to see, like, even politicians also do have like credit card issues. Like they are not really controlling.
It's quite interesting that just one thing I realized is that Chinese people really don't like that based on this. Where's the Chinese people, Maybe they are the one lending it out.
But that one he's owning properties. So it makes sense. Okay, so this is another one. Basically, it is by how much salary did they own in that particular month. Basically, it's on September 2022. They recorded this data. So you can see that Mr. Amiruddin Shari actually make about 179,000 in a month. So actually, I think he owns like, if I'm not mistaken, it's something to do with doctor, healthcare related industry.
Okay.
Yeah, and he owns like I think some clinics and whatsoever. That's why he get like those director's fees. And then of course his allowance for running the Pakatan Harapan also, PKR also, he got some money. But I mean, you can see that who are the millionaires and who are not. But definitely, there are also some candidates who don't make money. Who have zero salary. Some also, they only make like 2,000, 3,000 ringgit. So it's actually pretty interesting to see.
They paid pretty well, man, I have to say.
Yep.
Alright guys, if you didn't know, we have a one-on-one mentorship program where you can apply for, where we level up your stock investing based on tailor-made solutions. If you're interested, you need to apply. Not all of you all will get into an interview. It's only 20% of you all will do it, and even fewer will get to hop on the program. But if you're confident that you can qualify, you can click on the link and fill in your details in the comment section or the description. Okay, so as you know, this is a stock investing channel, so we're always very interested in what these different investors, politicians are owning.
Yep.
So, okay, let's look. Tecna X, Awan Tech, Biru, Awan Biru, 80s, Systemization, and GDEX. I only know 3 of the 4.
Yes, same as well.
I don't know what's Tecna X.
Okay, I'm not going to say that word, but then it's like, it is a company that
with a lot of trading volume.
Yes, a lot of trading volume, a lot of interest among the retail investors, among the aunties and uncles.
That's all we will say.
So I mean, there's nothing much to share about. Yeah, you can know already. Okay, so this another individual is pretty interesting because how I see he invested his money, right, it's actually pretty well done. Okay, because all of the companies that he actually picked were fundamentally quite strong. Okay. So there's like BHP Petrol, there's South 32 and Woodside Energy. Basically all of these are foreign listed companies. Okay. It's not really Malaysian. And this is actually one of the candidates that has actually been, I'll say that he is quite a great stock picker, I would say. But again, I don't know when he invested. Sure. Yeah, it could be like recently or it could be like before. I would like to know, I would like to see if he actually invested way before the rally. Sure. Yeah, but yeah, so this is interesting, Mr. Muhammad Bhatia. Please, continue what you're doing right now. Okay, so the next individual here, Mr. Sim Zizin. Okay, so he owned a lot of Chinese companies. So there is like Tommy Pack, Penta, Supermax, Darwin. I mean, some familiar names, I guess you will know on these companies. But it's pretty interesting companies. And Mr. Tang Kahing, he owns a Maybank.
He's a confirm dividend investor.
Dividend investor right there.
Now, before you move on, what's interesting is that I realized not a lot of them actually invest in shares. Right?
Yes. Actually, there's a statistic that I compiled also, like who are stock investors, who are non-stock investors. So make sure to check out later. Nothing much. This one also.
Padini should have done pretty well the past year or so.
And so this individual is pretty interesting because how he actually allocate his funds, right? He put a lot of money in I just say he put a lot of money in MTEL and Padini. Okay. But huge of the money, his number one stock is actually MTEL.
Yeah, like it's like ridiculous, like 70% of the right? It's
exactly.
Huge amount.
Yeah. So not financial advice, but I mean it's one of the ideas they can maybe find out like what MTEL does. And then another dividend investor. So this is public bet. Yeah. Okay, this one is
Amy Reed, that's a
recent one.
Interesting company.
Yes, so I believe you can actually find whether is this individual's name, is he like appearing in the board or is he not? Okay, or maybe it's not. I haven't really do any research on Amy Reed, so let us know in the comments. And
Amy Reed has done flat year to date. Okay.
Yep. So I think that's about it of what they own. In the next segment, we're gonna see what are they a property investor or stock investors.
If you're enjoying the video so far, remember to like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so that whenever new videos pop, you'll know it fresh. Okay, Jonathan, so let's look at some of the bigger picture breakdowns between these guys.
Yes, okay, so I mean, you can see that among the PKR candidates, right, they are not really a business investor, right, or specifically like stock owners. So you can see like about 78% of them actually don't own shares.
Just cash, jewelry, cars, and houses.
Yeah, and only 22% of them actually own.
You know what's fascinating? That's exactly what the retail participation is in Bursa Malaysia.
Yeah. So that's actually pretty interesting. Like, I mean, they are also somewhat like retail investors. Okay. Another thing that we found out is that about 82% of them actually owns property, or they are owners or maybe investors, and only 80% are not. I actually suspect it's due to the generation that they are in. I think back then, because a lot of them are aged like 40 years old or above.
Right.
So I think that is the reason why they are heavily in property. Maybe because back then properties are the only wealth generating asset they believe can make money. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to find this out. And definitely, like if you're living in Malaysia, you definitely own cars.
Yeah, good chance.
Yeah, so yeah, 90% of them own cars. Okay, so this is also pretty interesting because you can see that a lot of them, they love jewelry, watches.
I know Rafizi and Wong Chen has art.
Wong Chen has watches also.
Yes.
So, but majority, I think I'll say is that, guys also owns, but also majority is like women are the one that is owning the jewelries and everything. So yeah, they do own some items. Okay, so this is an interesting statistic, liquid net worth among these candidates, right? So again, if you don't know already, liquid net worth means the cash that you have in your balance, or maybe even basically assets that you can convert, change it into cash very quickly, and also to settle off your debt. So if you notice, right, about 50-50 so it's like 48% are actually non-liquid net worth. Some are even actually in the negative area, means their debt is more than the cash in the balance, and the rest are actually, they have the capability of paying off the debt. But
I think it's also worth pointing out that if you are even stricter with the definition, the liquid net worth will drop quite a bit, because if you exclude like private equity or private holdings, which can be very liquid or cannot be very liquid depending, right?
Yes.
If you just look at stocks, cash, FD and all that, mutual funds, unit trust, my suspicion is going to be a lot smaller than that as well.
Yep. So this is actually pretty interesting, and also one of the reasons maybe you can actually find out why are they actually running for this candidate Yeah, you never know. Yep. But I think that's about it.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I think my final thoughts are, it's a very Malaysian like financial picture. If you think about it. It's not too different from a non-politician, to be completely honest. One thing that we actually wanted to do, but we decided not to do, is actually to look at the top 10 poorest.
Yeah, but
we didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
But what you can glean from that is that we are quite, how do I say, some of the candidates, right, are not very well off, right? And that can be a danger, because whenever people who are not financially well off come into politics, their ability to be swayed with money is going to be a lot bigger.
Yes.
Right. It's going to be very hard to sway someone like Rafizi unless he has Jolo levels of greed, right? Or an Anwar. And Anwar is definitely someone, at least from the past, you don't see him to be someone who is greedy for money. He is greedy for principles, whether you agree with him or not. And yeah, you're not likely to find a person who has a lot of money to be swayed by money. And this can inform you as a voter, guys. If one of your candidates are not actually that well off, you guys can go to the website calonkeadilan.org. Not too well off, maybe you want to reconsider voting for him. But guys, thank you so much for staying until the end. For those of y'all who are voting, thanks for exercising your rights. And even if you don't vote, that is also totally fine, although we do encourage people to vote in general. But hope you enjoyed the video. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one.